All right, what's going on, everybody? So I know I've been absent for a while on the channel, but we're finally getting something going. Turkey season right now, we hadn't had any success yet, but we're taking a break and do a little bit of a gun video. So those of you that have seen some other videos, you've seen my 6.5 Creedmoor Remington 700 that I've done most of my filming with, and I've had a lot of people comment on the paint job and won't know how I did it. So if you hadn't seen it, here it's all just spray paint, nothing special. It's got some dings on it now, but just giving it character. And so I mean, it's just spray paint. There's a ton of videos on YouTube that you can look up. Everybody's is the same but different, basically. So and what I used was, let's see, I got brown, tan, black, and gray, 4 colors on that one. And after I did it, I just this time I'm gonna do it a little bit different. I don't necessarily think the black and the gray was necessary. It did look good, made it stand out, but the black, I think we're gonna let nature take care of the black on this next gun, the shadows and whatnot, instead of painting black on there. So the next one, just AR-15. This is a Great Lakes Firearms 223 Wild, and the scope I've got on there, so a Riton, I think that's how you pronounce it, 1-8. Pretty sweet. Got a flashlight, laser, foregrip. Got everything taped off already. So I'll do a kind of a feature on the gun at some point after we get it all done. Looking a little better. Honestly, you could probably say that it would be a little more successful on the paint if you wanted to sand down on this right here. Honestly, I'm not going to take the time to do that. If it rubs off and it's showing underneath, I can always just take the time to redo it. It's not that big of a deal. So that's the good thing about spray paint. You just patch it up or just restart. It's not going to hurt anything. So what I'm using today, the colors, we're going to go with this green, which is going to be my base coat, and then using the net that we have, go through and fill in with some tan and brown. So just a little bit different. I didn't have green on my other gun, and I like the way it looks, but we're try a little different this time. The piece of netting that I've got here, you see the way I cut it. This is something I learned after doing the other one. A big section, like on the right side, helps with when you're covering bigger parts at a time. And then I cut a smaller, skinnier piece towards this end, help get in some of those tighter areas. And I feel like that's something that I would have benefited from last time. So we're gonna try it this time. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get the base coat laid on, and I'll clip a little bit of that so y'all can see it. And thanks to Pampers and Postal Service for our painting surface there. All right, so we got our paint shook up good. Now we're going to start on our first layer on this side. We'll probably do 2 or 3 on each side before we start doing our pattern. One thing to remember whenever you're doing this is don't get in too much of a hurry, because you can always take the time to go back and do another layer. But getting it too thick is always a mistake. So, and I'm bad about that. I have to learn to be patient with it. All right, coming back with layer too, and I apologize about having something in front of the screen on that first go around there, but we got it resolved. So on this second round, I'm trying to pay attention to spots I might have missed on the first one a little bit more. Also trying to get even coverage on everywhere else at the same time. So, but flipped it over. This other side seems to be dry, so I'm about to coat this one, and then we will get started with the netting later on. All right, so we took a little break. About to get back started, but one thing I wanted to mention that I am doing a little different. I wasn't thinking about this earlier, so on this rifle we're doing just a solid color green. On my other rifle, I did alternating base colors, and then you go back and do alternating colors with the net on top, you know, so you're alternating colors, you know, breaking it up. I wanted to go a little bit different route just to try a different pattern, like a different idea. So on this one we're gonna do solid, and then do patches instead of just stripes. We're gonna do patches of brown and tan. And then I just thought about this a while ago, actually gonna try in some of the areas that I leave solid green and splatter some of the black in there. So I don't know, just to come up with something different. So anyways, before I step back with the camera, I wanted to show you whenever you're laying this stuff down, make sure and pay attention to how close your netting is sitting away from the gun. If it's far away like this in this particular spot, so there's a decent gap right there, your paint is going to go through and completely fill that in. There's not going to be any pattern of the net there. So the best thing to do is wrap it tight around the back, pull it tight. Like in this particular area, that's exactly what you would want, something pulled tight right there. That's how you get your net pattern into your paint. So it takes more time, more focus. You get a bit dirtier with paint, but it turns out much better whenever you make sure that your net is pulled tight around your weapon. So in some of these areas that would be harder to pull this net tight, I may use that area to use my splatter black. So I'm gonna go ahead and move and skip this area on the back of the stock and move a little bit forward, and it'll make it easier for me to pull it tight. All right, here's what we got after laying down our net, going over it with some brown, and it's looking good. And spread out the spots where we sprayed. Now we're gonna go back and hit with some tan. I made a few changes with the tan, added in some more, extended some areas that I thought needed to be expanded, but it's looking good. So now my only thing left, I would like to try and get on there on this side, is to splatter some black, which of course even your brown and tan, it's going to splatter a little bit from the nozzle on the can if you're not cleaning it off. I don't choose to. I think the splatter kind of adds some more depth to it, if that's what you want to call it. But anyways, my method here was to spray the paint in the plate, and take a paintbrush and dip and splatter. But I don't know, I like it. I think it adds, you know, that extra just dimension and the difference between the net and the splatter. I think it adds something that's really cool. So y'all can let me know what you think on that. But just this one side done right now. This is probably going to be the the last clip for the day, and we'll let it dry good, come back, flip it, do the other side. I've got a clear coat that I will do just one thin layer on. But I'm excited about how it's turning out. It's very, very different, unique. Yeah. If y'all have seen my other gun, I have a cross taped off on the magazine on that one. Decided to keep that going here. So, all right. So we're giving the base actual camo part time to dry now. It's actually been a couple of days, so it's had plenty of time. Come back with a clear coat. This is what I'm using. There could be better stuff out there, so just use whatever you want. But matte finish, don't want anything too shiny, and then basically just want one coat. I think especially with the matte, maybe I could be wrong, but that's where you get your cloudiness whenever you get too much on there. I learned the hard way. So anyways, about to throw one coat down on this side. I already did the other side, and then it'll be time for just the final reveal. So there we go. That's probably gonna do it. I don't want to put too much, so I think I'm gonna leave it right there. All right, so we're ready to summarize the video of the spray paint for the rifle, and I think it turned out good. But what I wanted to start with here at the end is to show the rifle that we started with. This kind of sparked the conversation for doing a video on how to spray paint. So this is the one that I got a couple questions about, how we did it. What we started out with this one was black and tan, alternating colors base coat, and then alternating colors on top of that with the net. So anyways, we used black, tan, brown, and gray. Turned out really good, and I've been wanting to paint this AR of mine for a while, so we finally got that done. Now I decided to record the video since we had a couple questions. So let's move on to that one. If you want to see some videos on that gun, you can look through the channel and find a few. And here is the finished product of the Great Lakes 223. Turned out good. I'm excited about it. We decided to go a little bit different route once we got started, just to mix it up. I was going to do exactly the same as this one. We decided on a different color for this one and a little bit different pattern. So instead we did a solid base green, alternating with a net, doing brown, tan, all the way down the gun, and then we splattered black. And I really like the way that turned out. I really don't regret that at all, because it makes it look a little different, sets it apart from that rifle, and also I really like the look of it. So yeah, we'll do a showcase video on this, more in depth as far as the accessories we have on here, how it shoots, the scope, things like that, later on. But yeah, just let me know what you think as far as the camo goes. I really couldn't be happier with it. So yeah, we'll get some close-up shots to include in the video. That way you get a better idea of what it looks like. Just one coat of clear. Then I didn't want it to turn out hazy looking. I think, as I've mentioned, I've learned that the hard way. So anyways, thank y'all for watching. If if you want to check out some videos on my other rifle, please do that. Any questions, leave some comments. I try to get back to them. I'm not extremely active, but we do appreciate it.